Students will be able to. Go all hands who can read the aim for me, 1, 2. Corbin, what are we doing? Again, this is a 5th grade standard. You should have done it last year. I'm starting here so that we have a base to build on. When we get more complex and we add some negatives, we add multi-step word problems, we can fluently do this with 0 blunders. Like yesterday, I'm going to set up a model for you. If this model doesn't help you, make a note of it, and you can just kind of set it to the side, put it in a back pocket for independent work. If it does help you, you can use this for tests, for homework, but we're going to all put it on notes. Aiden, if you have a model listed, you need to write the model. So the Donovan family has 3/4 gallons of milk. They used 1/2 of it for their breakfast cereal. How much did the Donovans use on their breakfast cereal? They used 1/2. Chad, comment? Okay, so that's 3/4 gallons. They used 1/2 of this, so 1/2 of it would be multiplying 3/2 by 3/4 by 1/2. This looks like a subtraction problem. Why isn't it subtraction? Because used makes me think of minus. Why isn't it? There's one key thing to pick apart, Lauren. What is it?
Maybe their last name because it's I was thinking their last name because it's their whole family, maybe combined it.
I like what you're thinking. You're on the right track. So the family has 3/4 gallons. We don't use a 1/2 a gallon. We use 1/2 of what? We don't use a 1/2 of a gallon. We use 1/2 of what, Daniel? We use 1/2 of it, 1/2 of the entire jar or the container, whatever you get milk in. It. So if you don't have the same unit, if you don't have 1/2 a gallon and 3/4 gallons, this used does not mean minus, this means multiply. Set it up first on the model. 3/4 is going to go on top, and 1/2 goes on the sides. Hang with me here. When you use a model, some of us may look at this and just be more confused. If that's you, just work with me. It may help you in the end if you stick with it. We're going to split this into 4 sections. And we're going to represent this as 3/4 by filling in 3 of these with a horizontal line. So go ahead and make a horizontal line. Make sure it is horizontal. Don't shade it in entirely. You'll see why in a minute. This is the behind the scenes of what is actually happening when you multiply. And then this is 1/2. So let's split this whole thing. If you're a color coordinator and you like to color code, this could be helpful. Split it up into half. So I drew 1 horizontal line. There's 2 sections now, 3 vertical. There are 4 sections. When I fill in one of the halves, I'm going to fill in one of the halves. One of the halves. This is 1/2 filled in. How many sections have both sideways dashes and horizontal dashes? How many are both? Daniel, 3 of them. Okay, there's 3. Let's put that in green. But how many total sections are there? Chad? Your answer is 3/8 when you multiply. I know you did it mentally, and I am totally aware that you could probably do this in maybe 5 seconds. I'm starting slow so we can go faster later. Yeah. You don't have to do that though. Here's why. Pause. I think you're doing it slightly wrong. Let's look at actual with arithmetic. How am I going to do that? I multiply across when I multiply fractions. So 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 2 is 8. Did we get the same thing?
Yeah.
This was way quicker. We're going to work towards solving it like this, but you need to make a model to show behind the scenes of what happens if you're asked to. What label is this? It's 3/8 what? It's not 3/8 gallons. That it comes into play here. 3/8 what, Sean? 3/8 of the milk or 3/8? Yeah, so they used 3/8 of the milk on their breakfast. Yeah. Or it. I would like you to push yourself and actually tell me what it is. It's not 3/8 of an actual cow. That'd be weird if you were. I don't know how that would work. Like, well, yeah, but you don't like put a cow on your cereal.
Well, technically you do because it's milk.
Yeah. I'm gonna pause you. Voice off. 3, 2, 1. Example 2. Jameson 2. Hayden 2. Turn when you hear that bell. You're facing the board. Read example 2 for me, please, Justice. Circle 1/2. Uses seems like it's subtracting, but he uses half of his backyard for vegetables, and he's not using the backyard, he's using his garden. So the backyard and the garden are different things. He uses 1/4 of this half. 1/4 of this half, box of. Let's set up a model. I know you don't like it, but I'm gonna force you to do it anyways. You have like if you're one of those people who despise models, you have about 2 more to go. So hang with me, and I think you'll survive. You don't. 1/2 and 1/4 go here. We're multiplying, so I'm gonna split this into halves. He uses 1 out of the halves, so we're gonna make a horizontal line. How many sections do I need to split up horizontally? If he has 1/2 and then uses a 4. 4. Great. Split it up 4 lines horizontally or 4 sections horizontally. If you have different colors, words, yeah, some of you have in your backpacks, but sorry, I should have put that up there if you have markers. Okay, so there's the 4 sections. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of those sections does he use? Daniel? How many out of 4? How many out of 4? 1. So let's fill in a dash out of this whole section. Cool. How many total sections are there? There are 8. That's your denominator. 4 times 2 is 8. And how many are completely filled in, Reese?
1.
There's the behind the scenes. Your answer is 1/8. Here's the arithmetic. Set up 1/2. Multiply 1/4. Multiply the top. Multiply the bottom. Do we get the same thing?
No. Wait, I did 3/4 instead of 1/4.
Got it. Thanks for fixing it. In a sentence, he uses 1/8 of what? What fraction of the entire yard is for broccoli? He uses 1/8 of what, Avery? Good. Of the entire yard. He doesn't use 1/8 of the vegetable garden. He uses 1/8 of the entire yard for broccoli. Thanks for fixing that if you went ahead. The hardest part about these problems is really just deciding what the label is at times, because there are 2 things that could confuse you. Aiden, you got that label? For what? Beautiful. Example 3. Read it for me, Nora. 3/4. Circle 3/4, circle 2/3. What fraction of the people were Saints fans? Of means multiply, so I'm going to set this up as 3/4 times 2 over 3. Daniel Talking Lynn. I don't have a model listed for me, so I don't have to do it. On my homework, if I want to, just because I think it's fun, could I? Sure. Does it help me? Maybe. If I want to do it because it helps me, go ahead and use it, but you don't need to when there's not a model listed. Before I multiply across, I'm going to do one thing. I always ask myself when I multiply fractions, can I cross cancel?
Yeah.
Thumb up if I can, thumb down if I can't. Can I cross cancel a 4 with a 2 or a 3 with a 3? Hands down, Justice. Where do you want to start? Sure, 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 3 one time. Thumb up if I can still cross cancel, thumb down if I can't. Liliana, what am I going to work with? Help me do that. What do I write above the 2, below the 4? Good. Max, multiply across, what's my fraction? Go back to the word problem. What were we trying to find? What fraction of the people were Saints fans? Max, what's my label for this one? 1/2 of the fans were from New Orleans. 1/2 of the fans were from New Orleans. It asked what fraction of the people were Saints fans from New Orleans. We could actually probably add Saints to this. Yeah, you could be a fan in New Orleans rooting for the other team. That is true. I do like Justin Herbert. On that note, end the video.